So apparently there's a lot of women that are supporting the 4B movement by shaving their heads. I'm all in favor of that if that's what you want to do. However, you're going to need a good razor. This razor here is available in the TikTok shop link down below. Rechargeable, long-lasting, going to give you a nice close shave. Go get yours now.
Let's talk about how men are reacting to the recent 4B movement. Bear in mind, 4B movement is not new. It's something the Korean women have been doing for some time now. And a couple of months back, the American women decided to adopt the 4B movement due to how badly behaved men are. Recently, after the incident that happened a couple of days back, women are not happy with the outcome of the results, and a lot of women are considering 4B movement. So what are men saying about this?
What is this 4B movement women keep talking about?
The 4B movement is where women are choosing celibacy and to not engage with men, specifically men that have voted for Trump.
Are they crazy? Why would women avoid me just because I made my own decision?
Because to many women, men who have voted for Trump has said to them that they do not care about women's bodies, their needs, their wants, or care about them as a whole.
I mean, I don't care about them. It's not like it affects me. But now that they're going to ignore me, they need to talk to me.
Like them. Why would you try to convince somebody, or why would you try to force somebody to want to do something when she clearly just says she doesn't?
Because she's a woman and I'm a man, and it's my job to dominate her and for her to be submissive to me. How do you not see the problem?
The only problem with the current 4B movement is the new and improved version makes a lot of sense. However, there's also people saying they've been doing it for 4 years.
Involuntarily.
Like a trauma response.
So half women think it's for all men and the other half think it's for only men that voted for Trump and don't care about women.
Some people are getting me confused. So I think what needs to happen is the people, along with the new and improved 4B movement, maybe they should change the name to 5B or something else, new, a better version of it, so people are more on track with exactly what the game plan is.
So basically, women have lost their minds, blaming men for all of their problems, and now I have to pay for it. Why is this happening?
Women feel like they don't matter here in this society, and things like this won't happen.
You lost your mind! Ignore me, make me angry! That's okay, because Republican women will still be looking for me.
Then why do you care so much?
Because there's a male loneliness epidemic, and they're just making it worse. My girlfriend already left me!
So you feel targeted.
It's really too late! Friday 2023! This time it's for real!
No, this is not just a protest, but one to end the lives of millions of US men, with millions participating and nowhere left for men to run. People were terrified after the results of the US election had led many women to participate in a movement called 4B, which has women encouraging other women to avoid men completely by breaking up with their current boyfriends or husbands, avoid having children with men, rejecting traditional female jobs, and for some, to even quit jobs owned by men. With even viral videos with hundreds of thousands of likes and thousands of saves, encouraging women to poison their lover's food with agua tofana.
And who can't divorce their husband, look up agua tofana.
And if your wife or girlfriend is doing this, get out now. The movement started in South Korea, with women going 6 years without any interaction with men, as well as Korea having a significant 21% decline in the population in just 1 year. And soon the US will have no one left. While I agree with the sentiment of a feminist movement, unfortunately this movement would likely not work, as half the country's women endorse Trump.
It's right. It's most likely not going to work because women are not together. Women are not having one voice. They're not in unison. Like I said, the way people voted based on race and gender says it all. Some people are just doing lip service. Oh yeah, we're together, we're fighting against this policy. When it comes to time for them to vote, they're voting for power and voting for their race. And for the poison, I'm totally against that. That's too much. I know men have done a lot to women. They've essayed women, they've taken their lives and all that. I don't think it's gotten to that point for anyone to want to take anyone's life, the life of your spouse. No, this is a movement.
Just for people throwing around the 4B movement right now, do you even know what the 4Bs are? Because you're right, one of them is you can't hook up with men. The other one is you can't give birth to any kids. You won't date any, not the good ones, not the bad ones, any men. And you will not marry any men. It's not like changing actions. It's supposed to shift your whole paradigm of viewing yourself outside of the patriarchy. You're encouraged to go against traditional beauty standards, the consumerism that's twisted in with beauty standards these days. I'm just saying, if you're not imagining a life outside of all of that, all of this intimacy, reshaping the types of connections and structures you would need in your life, you're not thinking about the 4B movement. And you can say, I'm not sleeping with any men who are voting against me. That is a line you can draw in the sand. That is not the 4B movement.
Kings, the 4B movement is just the woman's version of involuntary celibacy. The way intimacy works is they say that women control access to physical intimacy and that men control access to relationships. Men who cannot get physical intimacy are then deemed involuntarily celibate. Women who can't get a guy to commit to a relationship and girls who keep getting played are joining the 4B movement because they keep giving up their physical intimacy, and in exchange, they can't seem to get a relationship. So they said, we're done trying to have relationships with guys because we keep striking out. And this group thinks that they're being slick, going, we're just not going to give guys what they want. We're choosing to walk away from men. But everybody in their right mind wants a positive relationship. Everyone in their right mind wants somebody for them. And these are straight women in 4B, which means they would prefer to have a good man. But they have said very loudly that they're giving up on men in general because they can't find a good man, meaning that all of their attempts have failed. So I don't think 4B should make fun of men because they're involuntarily single. Stay up, Kings.
I made a video yesterday that had a clip of a woman that had someone shaving off her head. After the head was shaved, the man that shaved the head kissed her. And she said she was on the 4B movement. It got me confused because I know if you've decided to embark on this 4B movement journey, you're not supposed to have anything to do with a man. But the lady in the video was busy kissing the man. So I feel like people don't really understand this 4B movement because it's very deep. You're supposed to make sure you avoid men at all costs. And with the recent explanation of 4B movement, it's clear that even you interacting with any business that is owned by a man is you going against the movement. You're not supposed to patronize the business. You're not supposed to have anything to do with their business. You're not supposed to work for them. You're not supposed to buy their product. Just cut men off. That's what the 4B movement is all about. I wonder if women are willing to do that, are willing to adhere to all the 4B movement requirements. I'm not sure women are willing to do that. Some women can't do without men. Some women can't do without their race. And like I said, we saw a reflection of that in the just concluded election results.
It's so funny to me that all the women encouraging the 4B movement, encouraging women to leave their husbands, their boyfriends, encouraging them to keep their coochie away from men, they're all single. I wonder why they want this. No, it's not because they're miserable, unhappy, and they want to project all that to other people. No, it's not that. Definitely not. And for the men that are going through this and have to deal with women like this, I'm going to tell you a secret. They're doing you a favor. Remember that.
You're absolutely right. I am 4B. But what that means for you, you're not going to like it. As a poster child for 4B, who am I? I am the everyday guy that was intelligent enough and ambitious enough to become wealthy by the age of 25. So at the age of 25, I'm pushing a convertible AMG Mercedes and have a high-rise apartment and I'm making millions of dollars per year. And women, you know what they did? They completely abandoned all of their boundaries and principles. And what this proved was hypergamy. For every 100 attractive women out there, there were one guy like me. And all 100 attractive women had gaslit themselves into thinking that they deserved a guy like me, but they secretly knew that they were competing against 99 other women. So what did these women do? They competed, they did more. They wore the shorter skirts, they put out on the first dates, they did all the preemptive texting when I wouldn't text them first. They would accept the bad things about me, including the fact that I was actively seeing 5 or 6 other women at the same time. And these women burned out. The reason why is even though these women were mostly amazing, a lot of great qualities, they just couldn't outcompete the fact that there were 6 or 7 other amazing women that were equal or better than them in some areas. They would have to be better than 8 women at the same time, and that's nearly impossible for an egotistical, selfish guy like me. So yes, me, the rich, egotistical, selfish guy, I burned through women in my 20s and early 30s. And it's guys like me that have caused the Western 4B movement. It's not the average everyday guy. It's not the nice guy that would buy you flowers and listen to your problems and hold down a steady job and just wants to get married and have kids. It's not the nerd that would love just a regular modest girlfriend who's not too flashy and they can spend time watching The Office together or whatever. It's not the country boy who's sad that he didn't find a high school sweetheart and get married early, so he's just ready to settle down with just any girl who's loyal enough. There are so many good average guys out there that you are condemning because you're blaming all men, when you really should just be blaming the top 0.5% of men. Blame the basketball players. Blame the entrepreneurs, blame the musicians, blame the models, Blame every ego chad that has ever had enough power to get 20 women to compete against each other. But then blame the women for participating in that. See, 4B exists because you struck out. You wanted love. You wanted to get married. You wanted to find a good guy. But you wouldn't date the right ones. You wanted to date what you thought to be the best ones were. And you were competing for the best against the rest of the women out there. And you failed. You just failed. But you can't take accountability for that, can you? Women need to take accountability for the fact that they've got this mindset-oriented thing where they just believe that they're a 10 and they think that that's going to work, but that puts them in precarious situations where they're dating guys that don't value them because they're not valuable enough. And no, you're not just a princess for existing, so no, you're not valuable enough. Get that through your head. And dating a rich guy has consequences. They're usually too busy. They usually have unhealed trauma. There's a lot of problems there, but you keep trying to date these guys. Women like to date red flags. I don't know why. You can tell the world, why do you date red flags? But the fact that you hit 35 or 32 or 29 and realize that you're used up and too old to really be attractive anymore and you want to stop dating red flags now that your time's up, it's too late for you. You have to take accountability for that. Yes, I am the poster boy for the 4B. Thank you.
Hell no, I don't agree with his statement. Being 30, 29, 32 does not mean you're being used up, does not mean you're expired. Please don't let that man make you feel bad. Don't let him get to you. He's just trying to use words that will make women feel bad. I know he made a whole lot of points in what he said regarding women competing with each other. I tell you, women, we are our biggest enemies. We are our downfall. The competition between women is something else. Some women are willing to become pick-mes because they want to outshine other women. They want other men to pick them. So what he said, he has a whole lot of truth in that.
All right, I'm seeing many women saying, boycott dating or having sex with Trump-supporting men. And I want to talk about this because I want people to watch out for something that I'm really worried about. So, my name is Keegan and I talk about the psychology of politics, and what I'm worried about is that there will be a massive increase in the number of men who will lie to you about their political views in order to get what they want out of you. This already happens, obviously, but I think it's about to get so much worse. Now, my first thought was, ask them who they voted for, ask them if they support abortion rights. Problem is, I think these are easy lies to make, and you can support abortion rights but still think that men should have power and control over women. So, I think a better set of questions would be, what do you think about feminism? And I'd try to ask it in as casually a way as I could, as if I'm not really looking for a correct answer. Look at their body language, do they recoil? Look at their facial expression, something like major red flag. Feminism is a word that is so demonized by the right that I'm not sure there's many men that could really hide how they feel about feminism. And do they have platonic women friends? Honestly, for me, even for my guy friends, red flag if you don't. And if you can find out what kind of online communities they belong to and what media they consume, I think that's a big help. And if you have any better ideas, if you have any other questions that you think need to be asked, please comment them. Now, I've been on the don't be with conservative men train for a long time. Kind of like how you don't want to reward a child when they're having some sort of bratty temper tantrum. Honestly, if any woman in my life had a MAGA boyfriend or MAGA husband, I'd really struggle not to encourage them to dump his ass. Being a Trumpy woman, or even being a woman who would be okay dating a Trump supporter, deal breakers for me. Do I think this will incentivize men to change for the better? Not really. I think it'd be optimistic to say even some of them would see the light. Sexual frustration, sexual insecurity, alienation, loneliness, that I don't have any power feeling. These don't make men into better people. But I know if I was a woman, I would boycott conservative men because you deserve better. You deserve better. Show how wrong those red pill men are for thinking what kind of a man a woman really desires. If you even want a man in your life, that is. God, there's this fine line between mansplaining and trying to help, trying to show solidarity, trying to show there's at least some men who get it, or at least kind of get it, and care. Hopefully I'm on the correct side of that line.
I'm all for the 4B movement, but please be safe. These are the same men that say women should go back to being in the house. Same men that tweet your body, my choice forever. You already have men upset in the podcast. Remind yourselves that it's single men who are more depressed than women. Now, if you take away your casual hookup, your situationship, and there are a bunch of women who just stopped dating entirely, you are going to wake up a group of angry men. So I caution you, if you can get strapped up, get strapped up. If straps aren't your thing, please be cautious going out by yourselves. Go out in groups of 3 or 4. Go out with the male friend if you can. And I hate to say it, but keep an eye on your children.
If the 4B movement becomes effective in the US, there is definitely going to be an issue. Incels are going to be on the rise. Women are going to be not safe anymore. It's not like they've been safe before, but the level of insecurity regarding women is going to be on the rise as well, because the cases of SA, rape is also going to be on the rise. So if you're embarking on this journey, you have to protect yourself. Do you really think American women can pull through on this? Do you really think they can come together in unison to make this work? I'm asking this based on how the results of the election went, because that has really shown people a lot of things going on. Some women are good at doing lip service. Oh yes, let's do this. When it comes to time to show working, we aren't seeing them. That's why I'm asking this question. Do you think it's possible? Right now, everyone is talking about it. Talk, they say, is cheap. People are just talking, we're doing 4B movement. But when it's time to actually put in the work, do you think a lot of women will be willing to do this? I know we have the natural pick-mes. Originally, we have pick-mes in both genders. I'm not even talking about those. I'm talking about those people that are out to deceive other women. Those are the people I'm worried about and talking about. Let me know what you think about this in the comment section. If you would love to watch more videos like this, click this video to watch women joining the 4B movement and shaving off their head, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye.